Alright YouTube, welcome back to another video. Chris here once again, coming live and direct from my own garage gym here in sunny Florida, aka Gung Ho Gym. This is a gym I started January 2025 once we moved into this house. Finally got my space and finally able to create my own dream of a home gym. This is only for my own benefit of my own health and fitness, my wife's health and fitness, and the family, friends, whoever want to come over. So that's kind of the gist of this video. I'm going to go ahead and do a gym tour of it. I do want to apologize as well for the last video. It was pretty rushed. There's no value added for the viewer or the watcher. I was just to keep it short and simple, I was just plain old excited to go ahead and show you guys my gym. It was probably about 60-70% complete, rushed, and no detail, and like I said, no value added. But today is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to take the time to make a dedicated video, go into detail. I'll have my phone with some notes on all my purchases with the price point of everything, because I know as a viewer that's something that I would want to know, looking into buying my own gym as well. So without further ado, stay tuned. We're going to go ahead and give this its dedicated tour. In all transparency, this is a 3-car garage. So I have the gym, which takes up about a bay and a half, or so a car and a half. And then on the other side, I have storage because I do have kids, I have a family, and then I have room to park a car as well. So it's kind of like an overall man cave, you can say. But I just want to go ahead and throw that out there. Now this is a 3-car garage, but everything is limited to a car and a half. So definitely doable if you have a 2-car garage, or if you have a single with extra space on the sides. So like I said, we just started this gym in January of 2025. Lots of saving for everything. But when we moved in, the very first thing I wanted to do was epoxy the floor. Couple things, nice and easy cleanup. And number 2, very high durability, right? So you can take a hammer to this thing, it's not gonna crack and whatnot. So the base is already gonna be nice and clean, perfect, and impact resistant. So paired up with the epoxy floor, I also decided to go with American flooring rubber mats. They have the green flake in them, as you can see, to go with the theming. So these are 4x12 mats. I got 2 of them. It basically covers the footprint that I really need it in. And as you can see, they're pretty seamless. Makes it almost like commercial grade to me. You can barely see it, but there's a line right here. And that's just glued to the floor with carpet tape. And it hasn't moved since, so pretty happy with that. It gives it a nice commercial feel to tie in like with the mirrors and everything. As for the horse stall mats, I did play around with them. I just didn't like the smell. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I am in Florida, so a lot of the times when it's gonna be hot, I'm gonna be running my mini split. So that can be a strong smell in here if I ended up stacking that up all together. So first world problems, but the American flooring, I definitely highly recommend that if you want that commercial look. Nothing against horse stall mats, like I said. I just like the look of this a little bit better, more cleaner. So for the 2 4x12 rolls, it came out to $380. That's after shipping and taxes and everything. So $380 to get a solid floor. And it is thick enough that way you can drop weights and it should protect your regular concrete. All right, and the staple of every gym is their rack. At least for my case, that's the point. So this is the Rep Fitness PR5000, and attached is the Aries 2.0 cable assembly. Has a lat pull down, as you guys can see up top, multi-grip pull-up bar, dual pulleys on the sides, got the lat pull down, and there's also the cable system down below. Plenty of reviews online about that, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. But there's about $3,500 for the 6-post rack with the weight horns to attach your weight. The Black Diamond Rep barbell I have with it. I have the Rep 5200B AB, I think it was, bench. It has incline and decline capabilities. Can fold away nice and easy. Kind of just like so. So if you're limited on space, that saves a lot of space for you. So the 6-post rack with the horns, the safeties and everything, that was about $3,500. And then the Aries 2.0 with the extended weight stack that goes up to 155 each side. That was another $3,500, and that was pre-tariff. So don't quote me on the price now. Things have definitely changed. So yeah, that is the staple of the gym so far. So the next pretty pricey thing is the actual weights themselves. So off of Facebook Marketplace, I was able to score 300 pounds of Rogue bumper plates for $520. So I got some cool Rogue bumper plates. I got the 10s, 15s, a 25, and a couple 45s, and some cool collars, all for 520 bucks on Facebook Marketplace. So if you can, highly recommend checking that out first. As you can see, I do have some iron plates as well. These are from Barbell Standard. So for 270 pounds, I got $365 worth of plates. There's also one here. This is from Cat Fitness. I used this on the leg press. But I got two 100-pound plates from Cat Fitness at Walmart. And that was 255 bucks for the pair. They are pretty heavy, so they pretty much just stay where they are. So the next big staple other than your power rack is some free weights. So I opted to go with Power Block. So I got the Power Block adjustable up to 100 pounds. I was looking at Nuabel, but I really wanted something that I can push past 80 pounds. Something that was durable, that's been around for a while. So Power Block is the option I went to go with. And I also got their storage rack, and I have their adjustable kettlebell, which comes in handy. I can use that attachment and basically go up to 100 pounds with the kettlebell. So yeah, to save space, time, and longevity, I ended up with these Power Block EXP 100. So plenty of reviews once again out there on how to do things. But here is the kettlebell attachment. I can show you that real quick. Basically, the handle comes out, and then, as normal, like a regular change, you can pull it out. There you go, and now you have a 20-pound kettlebell if you wanted to. So moving on from the Power Blocks for $310, I introduced to you the RitFit leg extension and hamstring curl. This machine's definitely helped build my quads and my hamstrings. Pretty comfortable. So as a reference, I am basically 6 foot. I'm 5'11" and like a little hair away from 6 foot. About 220 pounds right now. And this thing holds me into my seat pretty well. So some good leg days, good finishers on this thing. Once again, you can do some leg extensions, or you can go ahead and lay it back and it transforms into a leg curl. So I'm not gonna go ahead and demo that. There's plenty of videos out there on this, but just know if you have the space for it, I highly recommend getting the RitFit leg extension and leg curl machine. But yeah, $310, well worth it. And then the Power Block system as well. That was about $1,000 with the stand, the 100-pound option, and then the kettlebell as well. So about $1,100 actually. And what leg day isn't complete without a leg press? So this thing is the leg press from Signature Fitness. I bought this off of Walmart for a whopping, wait for it, $700. And let me tell you, this thing feels commercial grade. I've loaded this thing full of weight just to test things out. It's very smooth. It's a little loud. Plenty of reviews out there as well, but this thing is probably the steal of the gym. $700 for a pretty good leg press. So it does have an additional bar that you can come on and put on, take off, and it gives you extra weight storage. But for space capabilities, I just take it off. If I really want to go heavy, I'll put it on there, and it really doesn't create too much more. It doesn't really come out further than about this, I would say. So the only reason it's not on there is for space capabilities. But 10 out of 10, definitely recommend the Signature Fitness leg press. So in this quick little bicep blaster, this is the HVO Fitness bicep tricep curl machine. This was actually sponsored to me. I have a video on my channel as well with the assembly and review about it. But this thing's been holding up pretty good. Got some sick bicep pumps out of it. And so this retails right now for about 270 bucks shipped to the door. They got different colors that you can go ahead and grab from. Good quality. So yeah, you can do your preacher curls on there. You have some weight storage if you want to put your barbell on there. Great addition here. So a lot of flexibility with it as well. So this is a body fitness, what do you want to call this? Half bench. So you can do your seated presses with it. You can do your bicep curls without the bench getting in the way. This one is rated to like 300 pounds, I believe. So this is one of the more stronger, heavier duty ones. But yeah, so this one retails for about $235. Once again, shipped and to the door. And like I said, no rhyme or reason. I'm just going kind of based off my phone. But next thing I have on here is $80, and that's for the mirrors I bought off of Facebook Marketplace. So I've got the one here, and then the other one is right here in front of the squat rack. So $80 off of Amazon. Really can't beat that. I installed that myself. Pretty simple, straightforward, and just gives you that extra little motivation that sometimes when you see yourself, that is your motivation. Let's see, cap hex bar. I totally forget I have this thing sometimes. So I do have a bad back. I really don't like to deadlift, but if I do, I prefer to use the hex bar. So this is from Cap Fitness and off of Amazon. And believe it or not, I only paid $50 for this thing. So I've used it a few times, and when I have used it, I've been pretty happy with it. Don't destroy my back. And I actually use the extra horse stall mat that I don't use. I end up deadlifting on there because it kind of basically fits the same footprint as that cap one. But as I continue to go down the list, I even have the Amazon clock on here. It's just your basic clock I have up there. Everybody needs a clock to get away from their phone, their watch, or whatever it is. Sometimes it's just a nice quick visual cue. Plus it tells you the temperature and the date, so that's kind of cool. I have little things on here, green weight collars from Amazon. I have a landmine attachment and a box of goodies I'll show you here in a second. Also has the bicep supports from Gym Reaper. Gives you a nice peek to everything. Easy curl bar off of Amazon. And then I have a rep weight tree that I bought off of Facebook for $100. So that's also another good steal. Let me go ahead and show you the stuff I'm talking about real quick. So here is that Rep Fitness weight tree. So I am going to eventually get more iron plates. You can never go wrong with more weights. So I'll finally have the storage for that. Here is that Amazon Easy Bar Curl I told you about. So just one more method to store things over here. Once again, here is that Cap Fitness hex bar. And like I said, I have a storage box of goodies. I eventually want to get this more organized. But got a neck roller for my wife's squat bar. Some massage stuff. I got ab straps. This is a T-bar row that I can attach to the barbell, and then all the other cable assortments. So I got a V-bar, got pull downs, and all the miscellaneous stuff. So like here's the landmine ball, weight belt. So a little bit of everything in this little treasure box here. I did buy some hooks. So I do have wrist straps up here. I got my dip belt on the other side. You can see I got some cables. So miscellaneous stuff up here. So this is all magnetized. Like I said, this thing's pretty sturdy. So good way to store some extra stuff that you'll be using routinely. And as far as cardio goes, we have the S22i Nordic Track. We've had this for quite some time. I really don't remember what we paid for it. This was again off of Facebook Marketplace. We've had it for a couple years now, and it works pretty well. So for the most part, for cardio, I'll just put on a weighted vest, go walk the neighborhood, go do some sightseeing. But other than that, that's pretty much going to wrap up the tour. I do have this green turf. Believe it or not, this is one question I do routinely get from people, is what's up with the turf? Is there benefit to it? Well, in all honesty, it's for me to kind of stretch out on, and it's just for primarily looks. It kind of finishes the gym to me. Gives it a nice feel in here. But I do use it to stretch out on, do ab work and things like that, foam rolling. So it does serve some type of purpose. But there's that clock. Like I said, time and date gives you the temperature. I do have a mini split I had installed. Like I said, I am in Florida, so it is nice to have up in here in the scorching summers. But if I do want to have the garage open, want to have it like a nice dungeon, sweaty and whatnot, I can have that capability as well. I'll just throw that fan on. That way there's some moving air up in here. So in the grand scheme, this is the gym. The whole reason I have space is because I actually do have these storage bins up above. So it keeps a lot of things off the floor and wasted space. So this is pretty much the gym tour. Not bad. All right, guys, so that's pretty much gonna wrap up the Gung Ho Gym tour. Lots of years of saving, because I knew eventually one day I will try to get myself a home gym, and here it is. So like I said, if I failed on some details or anything like that, lay a comment down below. I'll try to address them for you. Everything that you've seen here with Facebook, paying full price and everything, this is about a $12,000 gym. So it wasn't cheap, it wasn't inexpensive, but a lot of saving, a lot of dedication and priorities, and you too can go ahead and establish your own home gym as well. So as you can see, I'm not a full rep fitness fanboy. I have Rogue stuff, I have off-brand Walmart stuff. I really don't discriminate on brands. Gym's a gym, you gotta put in your work for it. So other than that, once again, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, lay a comment down below and I will address them for you. Until then, I gotta go get a workout in. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.